We have Donald Trump Jr., who was in court again this morning. There he is. You hear the protesters chanting, crime family, and that is basically what these people are, a crime family, a very dumb crime family. The Gambozos, if you will.
Jimmy Kimmel made a few jokes on live TV, and next, someone might have called the cops. So why would a late-night comedian provoke such a drastic reaction? And what exactly did Jimmy say that rattled the Trump family this badly? Everything shown here is based on real footage and public reports. Tonight, we're breaking it all down.
Don Jr., he's so embarrassing. He's on the stand, he's testifying in this $250 million fraud trial, and he has to compliment. He said his father is an artist with real estate. Yeah, he's an artist. He's Vincent Van Gogh to jail with real estate is what he is. He also boasted that his dad is the father of hotel gyms. He said, maybe someone put a gym in a building somewhere, but no one did it at the scale of my father. He's saying that his father, the father of the hotel gym, is a guy who's never stepped inside one, okay? The amount of ass kissing in this trial is insane. DJ TJ, of course, denies any and all wrongdoing and is instead going with the "our accountants did it" defense.
It's not every day you hear someone call their father an artist while under oath in a $250 million fraud trial. But Don Jr. did exactly that, and Jimmy didn't need to twist anything. And if you think this circus can't get any dumber, trust me, it does. Hit subscribe now so you don't miss the next twist.
I'm not supposed to rely on a big five accounting firm, like one of the biggest accounting firms in the world. I can pay them millions of dollars. I rely on them to do accounting, but I'm supposed to know more than them. By this logic, insurance companies are going to start suing patients for listening to their doctors. Right? Do you understand? Like, am I supposed to know more? Oh, Don Jr. doesn't know anything about it. I'm not an accountant. I'm a business guy.
I'm a business guy who had his elbows soldered together, and now...
But the punch didn't land in court. It landed on Jimmy's stage. He repeated that logic out loud. It didn't sound like a defense anymore. It sounded like a comedy bit.
I wonder what's going through his head right now.
I should have worn makeup.
Oh, yeah, good one. Here's the thing about Don Jr. What he lacks in intelligence, he also lacks in charisma. So he's not the only one. The other sniveling MAGA turd who has a weird twist on our president's name is Don Jr.
Joe Biden, 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 Joe Biden has dementia.
That's right. He's the one with the dementia. That's right.
But if you thought Don Jr. had it rough, wait until you see what happened next, because right after that, the spotlight hit Trump himself. And what started as a courtroom slip turned into a full-blown anthem. Brace yourself.
The only thing that would make it worse is if somebody changed the lyrics to a song by his beloved Village People to drive it home.
Taco, taco man. I want to be a taco man. Taco, taco man. I've got to be a taco. Taco, taco man. I want to be a taco man. Taco, taco man. I've got to be a taco.
Hey, he wanted to be a macho man. We got Taco Man instead. This could be the new YMCA. They can play it at rallies. You can do TACO. Right?
What started as a courtroom defense ended in disco. With one lyric swap and 4 letters, Jimmy took a nickname and turned it into a soundtrack. He didn't just mock Trump, he gave him a theme song that Trump could never forget.
You call that chickening out? 6 months ago, this country was stone cold dead. We had a dead country. We had a country people didn't think it was going to survive, and you ask a nasty question like that. It's called negotiation, but don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty question.
There's been an outpouring of taco-themed AI on social media featuring our Crunchwrap Supreme Leader in all manner of chicken garb, rooster hair, and this master 5-piece family meal, all in celebration of our El Pollolo.
The name stuck for a reason. Taco Trump always chickens out. It started as Wall Street slang, but once Jimmy said it out loud, the internet turned it into a festival.
You can't call him Gasolini. The only evidence we have that Trump has been known to publicly emit is what we've seen in old video footage like this.
My military guy's up here. Of course, excuse me.
Again, please, I'm begging you, don't post that out of context. Really, no. Because it's the kind of clip, dumb, that could go viral and really make Trump upset. And videos like this,
Like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV.
He will not like these, so please do not spread clips like, this one around.
The clip spread, of course. And while Trump was fuming over tacos and titles, don't go anywhere. Another truth came out, one that hit a little closer to Hollywood.
But according to the story, in 2018, Donald Trump, who was at that time president of the United States, was so upset about my jokes that I made about him, he directed his staffers at the White House to call Disney to tell them to rein me in. The report says at least 2 calls were made from the Trump White House to, quote, convey the president's anger regarding Kimmel's monologues and jabs. In other words, President Karen demanded to speak to my manager.
So here it is, confirmed by Rolling Stone and delivered straight from Jimmy. When Trump couldn't take the heat, he didn't log off. He called headquarters.
Donald Trump, who was at that time president of the United States, was so upset about my jokes that I made about him, he directed his staffers at the White House to call Disney to tell them to rein me in. The report says at least 2 calls were made from the Trump White House. 80 texts when I woke up, sending me this article from Rolling Stone. It says, Trump White House pressured Disney to censor Jimmy Kimmel. Now, Disney is the company that owns ABC, our network, and Jimmy Kimmel is me.
The jokes had already aired. The audience had already laughed. But apparently, turns out Trump's reaction didn't stop at the mic. According to Rolling Stone, he was so upset by Jimmy's jokes that back in 2018, he asked White House staff to call Disney, the company that owns ABC, to complain. Not once, but twice.
Wow, what a plot twist. The first time Donald Trump ever tries to stop someone from talking about him on television, and it's me. Usually when he wants somebody to stop talking about him, he pays them $130,000, but he wanted me to do it for nothing.
Donald Trump says he doesn't care about late-night jokes. And yet here he is, screaming about Jimmy Kimmel like the man just stole Mar-a-Lago's remote. But this time,
Jimmy Kimmel is every night, he hits me, I guess. His ratings are terrible. He's not a talented guy. I hear he hits me all the time, so I figured I'd hit him because I thought he was a lousy host.
See if you can guess which former president just posted that on Truth. Anyone? No? Well, thank you, President Trump. Thank you for watching. I'm surprised you're still... Isn't it past your jail time? I guess I should be honored that the former president of the United States took time out of his busy schedule Googling Ivanka in bikini to rant about me.
With a smile and one perfectly placed joke, Jimmy thanked the president for watching. No insults, no shouting, just timing. And the audience? They did the rest.
I also want to point out the Oscars were more than 6 months ago. He's still stewing over this joke. He keeps bringing it up, which I don't mind at all. In fact, I love it. I just wish he would quote it correctly. I didn't say, ha, 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 he thinks he bothers me.
So instead of silence, what he got was a microphone and a memory one that doesn't forget who pays hush money and who just can't take a joke. 6 months later, Trump's still fuming. Jimmy's still laughing. And now, the whole country's listening.
I'd start telling people he wears diapers. I would explain that it's a long trial. He drinks a lot of Diet Cokes to stay awake. He's getting up there in years. And it's perfectly normal for a man of Trump's age and carriage to wear absorbent undergarments to stop the leaks. So, I mean, if I was making stuff up, that I would point out that the reason he stands like this and golfs like this and plays tennis like this is because he has a full diaper strapped around his little mushroom garden. Okay?
It's all based on public clips, real statements, confirmed reporting, and exactly the kind of truth that makes people like Trump start to collapse. So while Trump obsessed over late-night punchlines, the real punch came from his own policies.
There's no plan, unless you consult the MAGAverse, in which case there is and was definitely a plan.
I think he's had a plan all along, David, and I think we're seeing it play out.
This was his strategy all along.
This was the plan all along.
Was that his plan all along? It certainly looks like it.
This is the plan that he was pursuing all along.
I mean, you're watching the art of the deal in real time here.
Well, if that was the plan, congratulations, because in 1 week the plan lost $6 trillion and every country in the world hates us now.
While Trump fumes over jokes, the Supreme Court just reignited a national firestorm. According to AP News, the court rejected 2 major gun rights cases, yet 4 conservative justices openly questioned whether AR-15 bans are even constitutional.
We have a new round of randomly levied tariffs. This morning, the White House doubled tariffs on aluminum and steel. Well, he did promise to stop the steal. And the president has now slapped a 50% tariff on metals. Experts say higher prices for us are inevitable. We should expect to pay more for construction, for cars, even appliances. He's taking us to the cleaners. Literally, soon we will not be able to afford a washer or dryer.
In another report of AP News, Trump's tariffs didn't stop exports. They just pushed investment away, leaving the U.S. trailing. Automakers like Toyota, Nissan, and Volkswagen aren't coming back. They're expanding in China. In another report of AP News, Trump's tariffs didn't stop exports. They just pushed investment away, leaving the U.S. trailing. Automakers like Toyota, Nissan, and Volkswagen aren't coming back. They're expanding in China.
Some point in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I'm going to be setting the deal.
We're going to call it the gold card, and we're going to start selling, hopefully, in about 2 weeks.
For $5 million, this could be yours. It'll be out in about less than 2 weeks.
Keep saying 2 weeks about President Putin. What is 2 weeks? Give it. What is the actual date? What is the timeline?
2 weeks or less.
Did you in any way misread Vladimir Putin?
I'll tell you about that in a month from now or 2 weeks from now. I could answer that question better in 2 weeks. If you can ask that question in 2 weeks.
I'll be making a big decision on the Paris Accord over the next 2 weeks.
NAFTA, and we'll be reporting back sometime over the next 2 weeks. We're signing a health care plan within 2 weeks.
That was July 19th, 2020. We're still waiting for him to sign that healthcare plan.
Jimmy didn't exaggerate. He just pressed rewind over and over again. And while Trump repeated the promise, inflation climbed, markets shook, and global trust slipped away. And what's he focused on?
But what is he focused on? I'll tell you what he's focused on. Shower heads.
You wash your hands, and in my case, I like to take a nice shower to take care of my beautiful hair. I have to stand under the shower for 15 minutes till it gets wet. It comes out drip, drip, drip. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it comes out drip, drip, drip. I believe that's how Stormy described it, too.
Jimmy Kimmel answered by airing the clip, then tearing it apart. On live TV, in front of millions, a late-night joke became a national headline.
Day in, he's already done so many terrible deeds, but he's also done some fun things, like when he said this, and I want you to listen closely here, because the question is, does he say every day we get some penis?
Every single day we get subpoenas.
Right. Jimmy walked the audience through Trump's trade strategy like a tour guide in a house of mirrors. Every step was labeled intentional. Every result spun as part of the plan.
I mean, Donald Trump has said I'm not talented so many times, Erica's starting to get jealous, but what he doesn't realize is that I love this. I love that this bothered him so much. I love that Fox picked a news guy nobody knows to interview him, and I especially love when he tries to spin the fact that everyone was laughing at him into a positive. The fact of the matter is, this is a dangerous person, this is a stupid person, and that's a bad combination. And I think what we're forgetting, I keep forgetting it.
And maybe that's the real punchline. Trump wasn't just rattled by the jokes he kept watching, kept stewing, and kept proving Jimmy's point with every interview, every spin, every outburst. Jimmy didn't just get under his skin, he moved in. But beneath the laughter, the tension snaps back into focus. It all started with a joke, one that hit just a little too close. Don Jr. ended up calling the cops. Trump called for censorship. And what unfolded wasn't just a late-night roast. It was a portrait of power unraveling under pressure. From courtroom chants to parody anthems, from broken promises to soaring prices, every reaction told its own story. And at the center of it all wasn't just Jimmy Kimmel, it was a question. How does leadership respond when it loses control of the narrative? This video discusses a publicly reported exchange involving Donald Trump Jr. and Jimmy Kimmel, based on verified media coverage and televised commentary. All content included reflects real broadcast material, public statements, and news reporting from reputable sources. We do not present private information or speculative claims. This content adheres fully to YouTube's community guidelines and fair use policy, and is intended solely for commentary, news analysis, and public interest. If you found this video informative or relevant, feel free to subscribe and stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.